Hi there, this is Art and Such with part 1 of my Rainbow Loom tutorial for Bilbo Baggins from the Hobbit. I'm using red for the coat, but you can use a maroon or a purple if you have something darker. I'm using brown for the hair and the pants. I'm using skin tone for the hands, the feet, and the face and the ears. And some green for the tie and the waistband. I'm also using green for the eyes, but you might want to try a darker color if you have something you feel is more appropriate. And finally, we'll be using some white for this part of the shirt that shows under the coat. You're going to need a couple of C-clips, and you'll be needing a hook and a holding hook if you have one handy. And your loom will be in the offset position. So that means your middle row will be above the others. So I'm going to make one arm with you and one foot with you, and then I'm going to ask you to pause to make the others. Let's start with the hands. The arms, you're going to do a single skin tone, wrap it on your hook 3 or 4 times, and pull it onto 7 sets of double red bands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You can put this on a holding hook or leave it where it is, and we're going to make our feet next. So for the foot, you're going to take a single skin tone, wrap it tightly on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4 twists, and this is going to go on to this is actually going to be joined by a second skin tone, so we'll push it down a little, take a second one, wrap it 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and you're going to take both of those and place them onto a doubled over single. Put the other end back on, take another single, wrap it on the end 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and you're going to lift up one side of your foot and lift it over so that your wrapped band is in the middle. Now this is going to go onto, if I remember correctly, 3 bands, 4 if you want it to be extra thick. Take 3 bands together, pinch them, end of the hook, and transfer your bands right over. Try and keep them in order if you can. It's a little bit hard to do, but you can adjust it after too, as well as need be. Put the other end back on and pull it onto 3 more skin tone bands. Okay, let's turn to the loom, and I'll show you the layout here. I've already got it on for the sake of saving time and so my hands aren't walking. We have 2 white bands coming from the first peg to the second, and again double white bands from the second peg to the third in the middle, and double white bands from the third peg down to the 4th peg down in the middle. That's followed by 2 sets of double green in the middle, 4th peg to 5th peg, and from the 5th peg to the 6th peg. And your last 2 center bands are going to be 2 sets of double brown bands, whatever you'd like for the pants. Now if you go back to the top and you look at the second peg down in the center, you want to come from there to the side with double reds. Come down 4 times on the side with double reds, and 4 times with double browns. And you're going to do the same for the right side. So go down to the second peg in the center, take 2 red bands and bring them to the second peg down on the right, and come down from that second peg with 4 sets of double red bands and 4 sets of double brown bands underneath that. And then you can place your feet on the 10th peg down where your last brown one is sitting. you're going to transfer all 6 bands from your hook, and do that for your other leg, your other foot. So if you don't have it yet, you still gotta pause and make that. Your arms are gonna come onto the second pegs down on either side. We'll place our holding hooks and then make some coattails that go from there. So grab a red band and place it over the 3rd pegs down on each of your rows so that it is going to form a triangle. And another red band stretched out below that, same thing, and 2 more times below that for a total of 4 red triangular holding bands. Switch to brown and okay, we're gonna go over the next one here, but this time we're going to use 2 bands. Oh, the next one we'll use the doubled over single or 2 bands, it's up to you. If you use a doubled over single, it's going to be tighter, it's going to be neater, but it's going to pinch it a little. If you use the double bands, it will look more natural, but there is going to be a bit more play. So that's up to you. I'm going to use a doubled over band this time, and I'm going to bring the bottom part of it up over that center peg, the 8th peg down. Okay, let's make our coat tail. And that's similar to the arm. You take a single red, wrap it 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And this is going to go onto 4 sets of double red bands. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can make it longer or shorter as you please. And this is going to go onto your 6th, and from the 6th peg down to the 7th peg. I believe that's what we did. Or maybe you can put it between those pegs like so, or if you want you can put them both onto that 6th peg down. Either way should be okay. I'm going to do the same for the other side now. Single, wrapped 1, 2, 3, 4 times, hold on to 4 sets of red, and 1 more set of doubles, and then placed from the 6th peg down to the 7th peg down. Okay, let's start to loop. You're going to turn your loom around and push back the bands that are from the foot. Reach under, take your leg piece. So that's those 2 brown bands. You're going to scoop them up through the foot and bring them forward. And we are going to just loop straight up to the top of the loom, pushing back everything but your bottom 2 bands and bringing those up. Okay. Actually, I think what I'm going to do here, I didn't do this in the original, but we're going to do this a little differently. What I'm going to do is reach through that side extension, and then I'm going to scoop those 2 bands through, like the 2 brown bands through. And that way my red is going to stay on top. If you're having a hard time with it, don't worry about it. Or you can wait, I'll show you again when we get to the other side. If you want to kind of put it on hold here and come back to that. Either way, the rest of this is just a straight loop up. And when you get to the 2nd peg from the top, you want to reach in, find the bottom 2, and bring them back up diagonally. We're going to go in through the other foot and bring your bottom 2 forward, bottom 2 forward, bottom 2 forward. And I'll show you a little more slowly what I'm going to do here. I'm going to reach in on the side. Let me make sure I'm in range here. Going to get the bottom 2 brown and lift them up. And then you can hold them or just leave it kind of loose but reachable. And I'm going to put my hook through that red chain. And I'm going to take those brown bands and pull them through. And then those are going to go onto the peg above. Okay, I'm turning this around again just to reach it a little better. And we're going to go for the next bottom 2 bands. Only grabbed one there, have to reach in again. And loop forward, pushing back your holding bands as you go. And 2 more times. Reach in under the arm, find your bottom 2 bands and bring them to the center. Go back to down the loom to where your center row ended. You're going to reach under your 8th peg down, grab those 2 browns and lift them up, and we're going to loom straight forward and just hold on before you take anything off, okay? Now the red piece, you're going to reach through and get your bottom 2 white and bring those up to the top. And don't take this off just yet because we're going to put something else on your hook first. Take a single green, wrap it 1, 2, 3, or 4 times on your hook. I think I'll wrap it about 3 times. Let's see how loose that is. I'll do 4 times. And place that onto 2 green bands. Put the other end on. And now this is going to go through the white bands on your top center peg. Hold on to that for a minute and you can use your other hook or your fingers to ease the rest of the body off of the loom. Don't lose that top part. You can put it on a C-clip if it helps. Or you can put your finger right on top if you'd like. If you see any loose bands as you're pulling this off, just try and grab them now and you can weave them in before they get to be a problem. And once the side rows are off, it should be easier to start using the middle row off. You can use another hook with the same one and pop it forward. Okay, pull those coattails to the side a little. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take that green piece and pull it over the white bands and over the end of your hook. And then that way it will be sitting on over the neck. And you can even twist it around the way that you like it. Okay, so decide which part is going to be the front, which is going to be the back. And turn it there. And we'll come back to the loom and make our face. So we need, okay, what we've got here. We've got brown bands coming down top center to top right, 2 browns. 2 brown bands from the top center to the top left. 2 sets of double brown bands coming down on either side. And we're going to have skin tone bands coming down in the middle, from the top center to the second in the center, second center to the third center, and third center to fourth center. 2 skin tone bands from the third side to the fourth center, and from the third opposite side to the third center again. For your eyes, you can use beads or bands. I'm just going to use bands this time. We're taking a green, wrapping it 1, 2, 3 times, and another green, 1, 2, 3 times. And these both go onto a skin tone band. If you're using beads, you can transfer them from your hook directly or thread them on with a needle and thread or a piece of wire. Almost lost that there. Okay. That's what I get for using my hook with a big spot. This goes from the second peg on one side to the second peg on the opposite side. And you want to get your hook in between the 2 pieces and bring one part of it over the second peg in the center two holding, or one more holding band across your third pegs down. We are going to put the body on now, and you want it so that your front is facing front. And ears. Ears are done by taking a single, wrapping it nice and tight 4 times, and pulling that onto a doubled over single. And this is going to go onto your second peg down on the side. Push it right over, pop it off of your hook directly onto the peg that's holding your eyes. Same for the other side, single wrapped 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Hold onto a doubled over single and popped onto the right side there. Okay, I think we got it all, so we can start looping this up. Reach under the neck and find your top 2 pinks and bring them up to the, what side is it coming from? To the left side. So the one, like I'm looking the one closest to me here. The next 2 will go to the right side, and the last 2 are going up, and I'm going to loop the rest of the way up, straight up the center. No bands in the way here. On either side, you want to reach in your skin tone, through your skin tone, take the bottom 2 and loop them forward once. Go through again, 2 bottom browns, loop them forward, and the last 2 go to the center. Repeat this on the opposite side, loop up twice, bottom browns only, and the last ones come to the center. Take a single brown band, get it ready in your left hand, push your hook through the bands in the top center peg, grab that brown band and slide it up and through, pop the other end on, and bring one side over the other to create a slip knot. Hold on to that or put it on a C-clip and carefully remove. Now if you have used beads for the eyes and they're white beads, you can draw on a pupil at any point. I think we just have our hair extension to complete, and before we do that, let's hide our little securing band on the back. So go under a couple of bands on the back side, grab your securing band, pull it through, and pop it onto a C-clip. And what we do for the hair, you're going to take 2 brown bands, and I'm placing them on the left pinky finger. I've got 2 bands here, and I'm going to turn this sort of sideways and come from the back through 2 or 3 of the skin tones on the chin here. Or you can even go through, I think that's what we'll do, go through those skin tone. Just want to make sure you can see where this is first. And we're going to take the 2 bands, put them on the hook and pull it to the back. And then put the other end on, so they've effectively slid through. And what we're going to do is pull one set of loops over the other. Pull it a little tight, and there is that little extension for the one side, and we need to do this for the other side as well. Okay, go through from the back, go through a couple of your skin tone bands, grab the 2 brown, pull them through, put the other end back on the hook, and pull the back side over the front side, give it a little tug, and edge it up into place. And there we have our Hobbit. I think he's all done. Let's pop the eyes through a little bit better. There we go. Alright, so thank you for watching my tutorial. I have a lot of other Lord of the Rings and Hobbit characters out, and I hope you'll take some time and give them a try. Thanks.